Thank you for joining us and welcome to Better Together Live, where we create helpful community connections when it matters most. I am Jamile Bowman, your host and the Community Relations Coordinator here at TherapyWorks. Today, I am happy to be joined by Becky Williamson from LifeSport Fitness. Thank you, Becky, for being here with us.
For having me. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. We started Better Together Live to highlight local resources like LifeSport Fitness, to offer expanded access to support for our local community. With mental health on the rise, it is important to show our community that physical fitness is a great way to distress. So this is great. So before I start with all my questions, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, I'm as far as fitness goes, I've been in the industry a little bit over 30 years now.
Oh, wow.
Wanted to be a doctor when I was younger, and I talked myself out of medical school thinking I wasn't smart enough. It took me about 40 years to figure out I probably was, but I knew that I wanted to help people. I was interested in the human body. Many people come to fitness from an athletic background, and I did not. I was not the athlete in high school or college, but I always had an interest in the human body and developing the ability to withstand disease and to withstand aging. And I think that regular fitness and regular exercise and good nutrition is probably the closest thing we have to the fountain of youth and living our best life. If you feel good, it transcends everything, I think, as far as your productivity, your relationships, and everything. So that's, I wanted to help people from probably high school, and it just wasn't medical school. It turned out to be a master's in human physiology. So, and a stint as a researcher. So go figure. I realized when I was a researcher, I wanted to work with people, not do research. So yeah, that's how it all came to be.
Well, we're happy to have people like you to help us.
Thank you.
For sure. Tell us a little bit about LifeSport Fitness and what differentiates it from other fitness facilities.
Great question. Great question. There's a lot of places to go get a workout in the Silicon Valley. And we like to see ourselves as more than a workout. We're a place that people come to get coaching, because we can go get a workout anywhere, but how it fits into the puzzle of your life, how well you're sleeping, how well you manage stress. Are you doing the right exercises for what you want and what your results are, the results that you want? So how we're different, first of all, we are a personal training studio in, I think we call it Southwest San Jose, near Almaden Valley and Cambrian, kind of wedged right in at Blossom Hill and Meridian at Princeton Plaza. So we're a small boutique studio. We do some larger community group workouts early in the morning, but for the most part, we are a boutique studio. And the way we're different is that we serve the over 40 population for the most part. Nice. We don't age discriminate, but I've been over 40 for 20 years now. And I kind of understand what people are looking for. And sometimes our goals and our abilities, or how we have to approach our programming and how to coach people, is a little bit different. So we coach mainly people over 40. We want to be more than just a workout. It's lifestyle. And we also are known for time efficient programming. Most people that come to us don't want to spend an hour and a half in a fitness facility.
Right.
They might be intimidated by a big box gym where they don't know what to do and what each machine is. And we're also well known for a very unique way that we train most of our people, not all, is in what we call semi-private personal training. So it's not a class when people walk in. Well, right now we're training outdoors due to the pandemic, but when people come in for an appointment, there could be up to 4 people in that appointment, but each person is doing their own program, their own workout. So we're really proud of that, in that we've been able to bring personalized program design to busy Silicon Valley professionals who don't want to be in the gym for an hour and a half, but they also don't want to spend 90, 100, 125, 130 per session. We can beat that price, and they really get everything that one-on-one training gets, except their coach is not necessarily counting their repetitions, which we don't really need anyway. Our clients want coaching. They want to make sure they're safe. That over 40 market is sometimes worried about getting hurt, or they've been hurt before.
That's right. Yeah.
Something is starting to go, arthritis in the back, in the knee, and we're not afraid of that. We know when to refer out. We know what our what our legal boundaries are and how we can help people. So I think that's how we're different, is that there aren't many places where they market only to the over 40 group.
Oh yeah,
And
I don't know any. So
right. And
yeah.
I think part of it is because I understand that group. Like I said, I've been a member of that group for quite some time. And the folks that we train aren't necessarily trying to get into their skinny jeans.
Yeah.
We don't promote dieting. We don't promote, not that we don't promote weight loss, because in some cases, if somebody has high blood pressure or diabetes, changing their food, changing their activity during that week can be huge. So we just meet people where they are, try to help them move better, feel better, and not hurt as much.
It doesn't mean that they have, like, they are already very fit, or they have a lot of, they can be people that they never exercise in their lives.
Absolutely.
Before, right?
And exactly. It's more about where they want to go than who they are right now. Somebody asked recently, oh, well, if I go to the 5:30 p.m. session, is everybody in better shape than me? And I said, can I keep up? And I said, it's your program. Right. I'm going to write it for you where you are today after we do an assessment. And there could be somebody next to you, well, about 15 feet away now, that's doing will be doing a completely different routine. It could be lighter weights, heavier weights. It could be a completely different routine, but it's because it's for that person. So we take everybody who's a good fit for who we are, which is they're not just looking for a workout, they're looking for coaching and to become the best that they can be, which means we have to talk about food, exercise, sleep, stress management.
That's right. Right. Well, talking about food, do you work with a nutritionist to help your clients reach their goals?
So yes, but how we approach nutrition is when somebody new comes to us, we like to see if we can help them with habits, because many people, I should back up. If you came to me and told me that you were overweight and needed to eat better, I would approach it as fine. Jamia, let's look at what you're doing right now. Rather than me turning it to say, eat this for the next 3 weeks and you'll lose weight. You probably would, but I don't believe you've learned much. You've followed a plan that you didn't have to create. But if I look at a food journal for 5 days, granted that takes my team and I longer to do.
Oh yeah.
If I look at a food journal and say, well, Yamil, why don't we just change this one thing for the next 2 weeks? And you start to learn how to make your own changes within your own lifestyle. I hope that makes sense. So that's
absolutely, yes.
Now,
it's like a map that you have to draw for your clients, right?
Right. Is that we want to find where they are right now and then move them incrementally toward healthier whole food eating, whether that means for them ketogenic, paleo.
Yep.
We're not going to dictate that, but we want mainly whole food, not too much added sugar, not too many refined carbohydrates, but a few are okay. And 80-20, eat well most of the time so that you can enjoy food instead of looking at it as bad. Now, you asked if we work with a nutritionist. We work with everybody who comes in who will allow us to on nutrition. But if we feel that there's somebody who comes in and has some metabolic issues, maybe uncontrolled diabetes, perhaps they've got celiac issues, we feel that's above and beyond our wheelhouse. So we do refer out to local registered dietitians when there's something very, very specific that somebody needs to work on. And about 85% of the people that come through to us, they simply need to work on better habits, decreasing their sweet tooth, and finding ways to eat more whole food and not so many packaged and processed foods. That's really the bulk of what we see here.
Yeah. I mean, we all want to be fit. We all want to be healthy. But how do you motivate people to stay on track? Because you know how it is. December, January, we are like, woohoo.
Right. And then February, like, what? Work out.
I know. How do you motivate?
It's hard. And everyone is an individual and they are motivated by various things. What motivates you might not motivate me. However, at LifeSport Fitness, how we try to motivate people is by making fitness fun.
Yes.
Now I'm not saying that somebody's going to come into our program and absolutely love weightlifting. But if we can make it fun, so your 50 minutes with us are very quick sessions. If your 50 minutes with us is fun, a little bit social, there's another person or two now 15 feet apart, but I can make it fun and make it enjoyable. you are more likely to be a successful exerciser. You'll get your motivation from us in the beginning, but eventually, because you get results, the results motivate you. So you become, instead of extrinsically motivated, you become intrinsically motivated because you like the feeling. You
I love
feel
that.
better when
Yes.
you exercise. So our number one thing is make it fun, make it enjoyable. You don't hear us saying, drop it, give me 20 or, you know, whatever. We're not,
It's scary. Yeah.
we
Trainers.
want it to be fun. We want people to look forward to coming to work out with us or to work with us. We also give people guidelines on what we call the other 165 or 166. What that means is our clients come to us 1 or 2 times a week. I mean, excuse me, 2 or 3 times a week. Mm-hmm. What they do the other 165 hours a week could completely mess up what we're trying to achieve if you get my drift. So we try to coach on the other 165 as well. And we find that that helps with motivation, because when they're not with us, they're still thinking about, oh, that's right, I need more servings of vegetables today. Or now, did I drink enough water? I'm supposed to have half my weight in ounces, my body weight in ounces every day. So they're always thinking about, what more can I do, or what do I need to do to reach?
And that's part of the motivation. Just carry that at home. Yeah.
Right. And we try to make it fun. We don't want it to be stressful. We don't want it to be a task, but more of a, oh, if I do this, I'm going to feel better or get my results. And then the last thing I tell you about motivation is that a lot of times people have really lofty goals that may take months. Somebody comes to us and needs to lose 80 pounds. That's well over a year, the way we work.
Correct.
But if I can show them after 1 month, look at where you've come. Look at how far you've come, when they say, oh, I only lost 2 pounds. I said, but now look at this. Yeah. You couldn't get up off the ground without your back hurting 2 weeks ago. And look at you now. Helping people see the little things, because sometimes all they have is that big picture. They just want what they want. And it's a long way off. But if we can help them see how far they've come and celebrate the progress instead of stressing about how much further they have to go, I think that helps motivate people. And that's where coaching comes in. Yeah. Because those people that did the New Year's resolutions, they may be getting frustrated right now.
Oh, yeah.
But what if they were to sit down with me and I'd say, well, what was your weight, or what was your, how much could you press over your head on January 1st? How much did you weigh? How far could you run without stopping? And then they might go, oh, well, when you put it that way,
that's progress.
That's part of coaching and part of helping people celebrate those successes. So I think those are the main three ways that we help motivate people. I mean, eventually it has to come from inside to be long-term, but making things fun, trying to create an environment when they are with us that's fun and social and affirming. And that, because sometimes some large group workouts are not very affirming. People are being yelled at and whatnot. And that's one thing we just don't do. We just,
trust me, I've been in groups, I've been with a different kind of trainers, and sometimes they're a little scary. It's like you feel that you're disappointing them all the time.
Right.
And I don't like that.
Yeah. That's just not our approach. Some people might like to be coached that way because it motivates them. Yeah. And they wouldn't be a good fit for us. We're more like a family. We joke that you have home, you have work, which I realize right now sometimes home and work are together because people are
that's it.
But we want to be that third place. You have home, you have work, you have LifeSport Fitness, and there you are honored, you are cheered, and you're friends with everyone who's in your session because you see them all the time. So it's actually fun to see some of the friendships that have
because you have the same goals, right? Yeah, right. It's nice to share that. I love it. So can you describe what a fit person? We have this image, we have this thought that a fit person is a size 2 person, which it's not.
As a coach, I find that really frustrating. Fitness can take there's so many ways to define fitness. And really, that's a personal decision. I mean, we can look at it from, I was a researcher many years ago. We can look at blood pressure. We can look at blood sugar. We can look at body mass index, body fat, waist hip circumference, or waist hip ratio. Those are all data points.
Right.
But I don't think everybody is meant to be a size 2, and not everybody's supposed to have a 30-inch waist. I think that fitness can look a lot different We have some folks that somebody might look at and they'd say they're 25 pounds overweight for their height and age, perhaps. But you know what? That person has a fabulous blood pressure profile, fabulous blood sugar. They have no high cholesterol, triglycerides are perfect. They can do the things they want to do, whether that be chasing grandchildren around or hiking Mount Tamalpais. They can do what they want. To me, that's fitness, and also having the confidence to know that you can.
I love that.
So
Yes.
for me, fitness is individual, but if you can't physically do the things that you want, let's say somebody says, I really want to be able to hike with my kids and I can't, I'm winded. Well, they need to train to work their cardiovascular system to be fit for what they want to do in their life. I have a slight bit of osteoporosis. So I strength train because I want to slow down that progress of bone loss as much as I can. So that's fitness to me, is staying strong. Fitness to you might mean something else. So I don't know that we can put everyone into one little box. Fitness means something different to everyone. And I think we have to be really careful with that, because everyone is perfect the way they are. If they decide they need to lose weight or get their blood sugar under control, that's absolutely fine. But we need to make sure that we don't define ourselves as weak or bad because we don't fit a particular social norm.
Exactly. And also I remember my parents back in the day when they were 40, my mom was very fit. Like she was like on it. And she was 50, she was on it, 60, 70, she was just on it. Like, not to me, that's fit. She was fit. She was a fit person. But I think now people are more careful and they are more informed about how to take care of themselves. And I love that. So we can be fit until we're like 80, right?
I agree.
The question that all the women over 40, including me here, I wasn't going to tell you, but yes. Why we struggle to reach our fitness goal? Why we struggle to lose those 5 pounds?
So first of all, we kind of touched on it in the other question, is you may not need to lose that 5 pounds.
Yes.
Is it because you need to, or you feel you should because of some social construct of, you should be this because you're over 40, or you should be that because you're 25, or if you wear this size, you're overweight. Those things that we get socially worry me. But to answer your question about why do women struggle, and I think we do, but I'm not sure how much is a struggle to fit a certain construct, social construct, socially acceptable construct, and how much is because you'll feel better. I want everyone to feel good with who they are right now first. Then we'll fine tune if we need to do something to help you feel better about yourself, or to change a fitness parameter that may be medically putting you at risk for something.
Right.
I think that women over 40 sometimes have unrealistic expectations.
That's right.
So we try to work with that at LifeSport Fitness and help them be the best version of themselves, not the best version of who they see on Facebook or Instagram.
Right. Yeah.
The second thing is that especially women in my age group that grew up in the 70s and the 80s, it was all about aerobics then. Cardio, cardio, cardio. Get on the treadmill and run for an hour. And make sure you don't eat any more than 1,200 calories. And now don't lift weights because you'll get bulky. That messed up women in my age group, right?
I bet, yeah.
They went on to a diet program. They lost 12 pounds and they're thrilled. And they did it in 2 weeks. Well, I think 2 things when I hear that. One, you did something you cannot sustain because in 2 weeks you lost how much weight? The second thing is what did you lose? What did you lose? Because if you starved yourself, you just lost metabolically active, which means calorie burning muscle.
Muscle, yeah.
Right? So when every once in a while, I'll meet a woman who's my age, maybe a little bit older, and they'll say, now, Coach Becky, I don't want to bulk up. I'm like, okay. Okay, have a seat, let's talk. Because most women aren't going to bulk up. Yes, we see the bodybuilders, but they're doing things that you and I just aren't ever going to do.
We don't want to do that.
We're not
Exactly.
going to do that. This is a 50-minute session
Yeah.
where we're going to get you stronger, help you lift, make your back stronger, make your hips stronger, make you squat better. You're not going to get bulky. So that's a lot of the things that happen with women over 40 is they're afraid of weights. They don't want to look manly, or they've got this concept that just really isn't achievable when they were 18 or 20. That may not be where they need to be right now. So our goal, especially with women, is to put as much muscle on somebody as possible. And if I was in a tank top right now, I wouldn't look muscly to you, but I'm relatively strong for a 60-year-old lady. So
awesome. I love it.
that it can be harder when our hormones change. But really what we know from research is that slowdown in metabolism that we've all heard about,
yes,
it is true. Yes. However, the research shows us that it's true because many people slow down when they get older. They stop moving as much. They may be sitting for work. They just become more sedentary, even though they don't notice it.
Right.
And they might eat just a little bit more. So over the years, the body muscle drops and the body fat increases. So what that means is in a 24-hour period, if I put on more body fat, I've lost muscle, my scale weight might be creeping up, it might be the same. I'm burning fewer calories sitting right here, right now, than I was 10 years ago because of that exchange in muscle tissue and putting on extra body fat.
Right.
So our hormones do play a role. We don't have absolutely estrogen when we're 60 as we do when we're 37. Right. And that can affect where we put our body fat. But we're still in pretty good control over how much body fat goes onto our frame, even after 40.
Yeah, because it is true. I mean, among all my friends, all people, over 40, it's that like the common thing is like, I can't lose the extra pounds. It's probably my hormones. And why men loses fat.
Yeah, isn't that awful? Yeah. We're doing a transformation challenge right now. We're in week 1 where we're just trying to eat cleaner. We're trying to not have any added sugar. We're trying to minimize our processed carbohydrates. So we're not technically dieting. We're just being very careful to eat as much whole food as possible. Lots of vegetables, lots of water, lean proteins. In any case, we have a joke going on with 2 families where the men of 2 female clients that we train are on the program as well. They're just kind of living vicariously because the wife tends to do more of the cooking. And they both joked, our husbands are going to lose more weight than us. Yeah, they're bigger people.
They really
have
do.
More testosterone and they have more muscle on them. So my husband weighs about 200 pounds. If he eats the same that I do, even in slightly larger portions, he's just going to burn because he's burning more fuel all day long. So he will lose more weight in the first week of us just eating cleaner and getting the sweets out than I will because I'm 130 pounds. Yeah, it's very, very frustrating. I know.
I see it in my house. My husband decides to do keto. In the first week, the
weight goes up. Like nothing. If you did it, it wouldn't be the same.
No, I'm hungry all the time.
You're a smaller person and he's carrying more muscle. And you think of that muscle, it's an engine. Yeah. It's always utilizing fuel.
Yeah. No, you're right. And it's always fair. It is not fair at all. And another thing that I always hear is what works better in the morning, cardio or weight lift? Which one goes first?
That's a great question. That's a great question. Whether you exercise in the morning or the evening, we could find research to support either, quite honestly. My suggestion is to most of the folks we train is exercise when it makes the most sense for you and when you feel at the top of your game.
Right.
Now, I'm a busy working professional as you are. So if a person can do exercise before they go to work, I always suggest it because especially if you're a parent of young kids, well, they're going to suck up your day. It just happens. If somebody needs you, you take care of it. And then all of a sudden it's 9 o'clock at night. You're all, well, there you go. I didn't get me in today.
And then you want to just sit in the couch.
Right. If you can work it in before your day technically starts professionally, let's say, or parenting wise, do that. But if you can only work out at 7 o'clock at night, you'll be fine. Now to answer the question of cardio or strength, It depends. In my opinion, again,
Mm-hmm.
you'll find many opinions in the
No,
world.
I want your opinion.
My opinion is do the thing that makes the most sense for you first. For instance, if I'm trying to maintain my muscle mass as a 60-year-old woman, that's probably the first thing I should do. Because if I go out and take a run, get on the stair climber, or take a long hike, my muscles are already a little bit fatigued. Even though I haven't been strength training, they're still fatigued. And then I go sit down with the dumbbells and whatnot, I might not be as fresh. Now, I want to keep my heart healthy and my cardiovascular system healthy. But for me personally, the strength training is number one. So I now do my strength training first. And actually, I do my cardio on different days. Some days after a strength training program, I'll do some high intensity intervals for like 8 minutes. Really hard stuff, but only 8 minutes. I'm already warmed up. I just bang out some maybe 20 seconds of jump squats and recover, 20 seconds of jump squats, recover, do it for 6, 8, 10 minutes. It's hard, but it's over fast. And then I do the long, slow cardio on another day, which for me would be, I've got some arthritis in my back, so running doesn't work real well. I do either uphill hiking to get my heart rate up, or I do, and obviously I have to come back down, but I try to find places where I can do
that you can keep going up. Yeah.
Or I do, right behind me here, I have a stationary bike. So I do stationary biking. Now let's say, take you, you're a new client and you want to run a marathon. What do you think I'm going to ask you to do first on your workout?
Probably running.
Run. I still want you to strength train.
Yeah.
But we need to get your endurance up. We need you to start running longer and longer and longer. And if I bring you over to the studio and I have you do squats and lunges and deadlifts, well, then you try to go run, you're going to be shot. So we want to work on your heart-lung capacity and your endurance. Yeah. So the answer is really what comes first depends on what's important to you overall or what's important to you that day if you're going to split up your days.
This is so good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I want to be respectful of your time. Would you want to share your information with us?
So email is becky@lifesportfitness.net. Our phone number at the studio is 408-265-1540. We are at LifeSport Fitness Inc. on Facebook. And we're LifeSport Fitness San Jose on Instagram, but I'm not a great Instagram person yet. We're there, but we don't do too much, but we are on Facebook. And anybody who has any questions, they can always reach out. I'm always happy to answer a question. Sometimes you just need validation that you're doing the right thing.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. And for us, our philosophy here at Therapy Work is very simple. We are better together. And all we do is to support our community. And if you want to learn more about us, visit us at mytherapyworks.com. Becky, I really appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
The information you gave us was wonderful. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much. It was great